Zambia.
Hello and welcome to I Stand with Zambian YouTube channel. My name is Mwansa and this channel is not affiliated with any political party, but it is 100% affiliated with being a Zambian. You know, my first YouTube video was one where I was just giving a reaction to a lot of things that were going on, and this video is another reaction video. It's a reaction video to the news that we've all heard about Miles Sampa being suspended for 3 months. He's been suspended by Mr. Charles Banda, who is the Minister of Local Government and Housing. And the reason why he and other councillors have been suspended is because of the charge is corruption and illegal land allocations. So last week we all pretty much saw the video of the Matero councillor and the member of parliament cussing each other out, arguing at the fact that the MP showed up with police. Instead of going to the council to make inquiries, he went straight to the ward where the councillor was to tell her that this land you've given to this person, this land that this person is building on should not be built on. Well, she's like, well, you shouldn't be coming here to talk to me. You should, the people who should speak to me are people from the council, not you.
Yes. You're supposed to ask me whatever pertains on the ground.
Stop the nonsense.
No,
the nonsense.
This is not nonsense. You're not supposed to use the word nonsense. Go to council. Listen, you have the right as a citizen. Go to Lusaka City Council. They are going to summon you to go there. The Honorable Minister, the Honorable MP will come to council and this query will be done. He's not supposed to call you in the streets with people and ask you queries which he doesn't know about.
Are there people here? Are there people here? These are police officers.
There are
if
people.
You don't know.
The police, you're supposed to come with council police.
No.
You're not supposed to come. This is development. You're supposed to come with council police.
The nonsense you are doing here.
This is not nonsense. You're not supposed to talk to me as in
Did
nonsense.
you buy that plot?
This is not
Did you
nonsense.
buy that plot? No, listen, I want to ask you.
He applied at council and he was
Stop
given
talking,
a
I'm
permission
asking
to
him. I'm asking
You're
him.
harassing him, you're not asking him.
Did you buy the plot?
You're harassing him, you're not asking him. You're supposed to ask him in an appropriate way.
I'm asking
Why
him.
didn't you summon him to your office?
Stop the
Why
nonsense.
should it
Can
be
you go
in the
back
street?
car?
You don't talk to me as in nonsense. This is not nonsense.
This is the nonsense you are creating here.
You are creating nonsense because you're not querying, you're not asking what's pertaining on the
query
ground.
I'm
your
asking you.
councillor, you're supposed to call me and
very
ask me
useless
what's
councillor.
happening. You are a useless MP.
This girl.
You are not supposed to point at me like that. You are not supposed to point at me like that. No, you're not supposed to talk to me like that. You are not supposed to talk to me like that. You are not a ground. You are not on the ground. That's why you don't know what's happening. You're only here when you see a thing or two.
Can you go?
So after that, everybody had an opinion, and what turned out was that so the council were allowing developments to happen on land that development should not be happening, okay? And then there's obviously communication breakdown between the member of parliament and his councillors, because I thought they were supposed to have like meetings, like, I don't know, monthly meetings where they get together and talk about what's happening in the wards, and then he goes back to parliament. You know, that's what I thought how people work. But apparently, I mean, the way they were going at it, they're not the best of friends. They're not cordial in their job. So the Minister of Lands and Resources, Jean Kapata, and Mr. Charles Banda, Minister of Local Government and Housing, go and do this PR tour of Matero. The next thing we know, things are being demolished. And then today we hear that we're gonna investigate and we're gonna take 3 months to do it. And while we do that, the mayor and councillors, y'all are suspended.
Dear colleagues, I wish to announce now that I've suspended the Lusaka City Council for 3 months to give us chance to correct the ills that are in that council. May I also announce that I have with immediate effect suspended Kitwe City Council so that we are able to go in and correct the ills. And I'm hoping that in that 3 months, as we try to put things correct, our friends are going to have an introspection and come back as better counselors and civic leaders in those very, very important institutions. Apart from that, let me also send a warning to other councils that are in this habit of perpetually wanting to be on the wrong side of the law, that we're not going to spare anybody. There's no sacred cow in this. We may come back soon, should these activities persist in other councils, to do the same, suspend them and correct issues there. And
So my reaction to that was, okay, but first of all, you want to investigate. But when the Minister of Health, who has already been investigated and charged and taken to court, awaiting trial, where the evidence is actually there, he's still on the job. So my reaction to today's news was like, what? There is a misappropriation of the law. Certain people are presumed innocent even when the evidence is stacked against them, and certain people are sent away when investigations haven't even begun. So I just thought that's a real double standard, and there are so many there's news articles about there not being enough medicines, about something to do with some private company, some private individual who was allocated money, honeybee, they were given money. There was shortage of COVID-19 testing kits, and now the great announcement of COVID money being used to construct roads. If there's any, I think, yes, there are a lot of government departments have to be investigated, but there really should be an investigation in the national interest in the Ministry of Health. And this is what people were saying, that why should the minister still be in office with all these charges, not even the investigations, because the investigations are done. He's been charged. They've taken it to court. It's that serious. But here you have Miles Sampa. There's no evidence. The investigation is beginning, and then you suspend him for 3 months. It just doesn't. It's just the law is being applied. It's not balanced. That symbol of the justice lady holding weights. It's not weighted. And the Bible says that unjust scales, unjust weights are an abomination unto the Lord. So things need to be done equally.
Miles Sampa went to defend the rights of Zambian workers in various Chinese companies. He was forced to apologize. And the minister who made him apologize is the same Mr. Charles Banda. He made him apologize because, as far as he was concerned, he had offended the foreign investors. What we didn't know at the time, and what we now know, is that the Patriotic Front government are in full support of Chinese companies keeping staff on site. They say as long as the staff signed an agreement. A lot of the staff, some of them only signed a 2-week agreement, and they've been there for over 7 months, for over 5 months. Some people never signed an agreement at all. They're just told that if you leave, that's the end of your job.
And if we are going to revoke a license, there's also a procedure that is followed. It's not done at the spur of the moment. And we have got officials who are designated to do that through the town clerks and the relevant directorates who are in charge of licensing. What we have seen in the recent past by some of our officials who have unilaterally gone to business places and declared that they have closed those businesses, they have withdrawn licenses and so forth and so on. That is a very regrettable situation, which I want to say here must never be repeated. And I'm sending this message to all my councils, 116 councils in this country, that we must be orderly.
The handling of this matter just looks very disorderly.
The other reaction I have to this is in regards to the Minister of Land and Resources, Miss Jean Kapata. Okay, and everybody in the country knows that PF cadres are going around looking at land anywhere, and they just start dividing plots for themselves. You know, there's so many news articles. People go there with the TV cameras and everything. So, like, I would like to know from Miss Jean Kapata, if she ever watches this or if this can get to her, how many of these disputes have you solved since your government came into being? In fact, let me just say, since like 2016. There are people who are waiting for title deeds because their land is so big, right? And they say, well, it needs to be signed by the president because it's over X amount of hectares or acres or whatever. Like, those people are on waiting list. Like, what exactly do you guys do when you're in office, like every day? Like, who is looking at backlog to clear some of these cases? PF cadres, even now, I have family in Ndola where they have encroached on land that belongs to members of my family, and when my family members go there to tell them, we have the title deed, this is our land, they're met with violence. So this has been reported to the Ministry of Land. So how many cases have you solved? Have you resolved since this? Where is the statement from your government? And you're also the Minister of Resources, Land and Resources. We've seen prisoners loading mukula trucks, loading mukula logs onto trucks. We've heard the stories of mukula being from Zambia being stopped in Asia because, as far as they know, this is an illegal. This tree is not allowed to be exported. We see the trucks going up and down the country, and now they're in containers. So, like, what are you doing about that?
This is mukula. This is mukula. You see, I was telling you now, this is what is happening in Zambia right now. This is what is happening in Zambia. It's happening in Zambia. You see this truck? You see this truck? They've carried mukula. This big. So these people, they have carried the mukula, okay? They are carrying mukula here in Mansa right now. The trucks, they're about 7 trucks somewhere there, yes. They have carried the mukula, and others are inside the ZNS office. They have carried the mukula right now. Mr. Nyambe, please, can you handle that one, please, Mr. Nyambe, please? We need your help, please. This country is full of shit.
I'm speaking as a concerned and informed citizen. I know a lot of what is happening in Zambia now, especially with the elections coming up. There's so much about fighting the opposition, the opposition this and the opposition that. But the one thing that I say from the bottom of my heart is that the elections next year, in fact, where we are, it's not about the Patriotic Front versus the opposition. This is about the Patriotic Front and their governance style versus the people of Zambia. So all these things that you're doing, we're just looking. We're looking and, and we speak on them. We want to demonstrate our displeasure by just marching because we have that right of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. We want to do all those things and you say, no, you can't do that. Just keep quiet. Like even now, I don't even know, who are your advisors? Not even advisors, just and I'll say it again. 2021 is not about the Patriotic Front versus the opposition. I'm telling you, 2021 is about the Patriotic Front versus the people of Zambia. Let that sink in. Because I just wanted to come on and just share what my initial reaction was, when I saw the news conference, and this is just what came into my mind, like, hold up, wait a minute. I mean, I don't know Miles Sampa personally, but from what we have seen as people, is that he's somebody who is in touch with the grassroots. I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm not saying he's perfect. The one thing that the people of Lusaka can see is that he stood up for Zambians when they were being oppressed, and he was ordered to stand down. I just wanted to just share my thoughts and just throw out some factual events that are happening all around us, which also need to be looked into. Like I said earlier, the Bible says that unjust weights are an abomination to the Lord, and we really should see the application of the law be dealt with equally. So as you continue to stand with Zambia, just keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, keep your heart open to hear what God is saying, so that your responses are factual, your responses are in line with, biblical teaching, just being just saying the facts as they are, and just being truthful. Because the Bible says that the truth will set us free. And please look into the issues of PF Catters stealing people's land. Please look into the issues of people who have not been able to obtain their title deeds because their land is too big. Please look into that. Because that would actually help. So God bless you, and thanks for watching. We are one Zambia, one nation, and one nation, one Zambia. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, I Stand With Zambia YouTube channel, and I'll see you later. God bless you. Bye.